Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Ace and I got a Cube World video here for you. Well, Cube World is a new game, currently in alpha, so keep that in mind, it's an alpha. Everything technically could change in the game. That's what alpha is for, but just keep that in mind as we go through the video, because there are still a lot of things missing, but everybody has been hyping this game up, and I believe it's about 15 to 20 euros you can buy it. And I've checked it out, you know, people were constantly asking me if I wanted to check it out. So here's the video of me checking it out. It's a first impression. I've checked out the controls and such. And we'll just go through it together to see what this game is about. And what I would like to see and what am I missing and what am I seeing directly what is already in the game. Starting off, of course, with the character creation, which is practically the first thing that you have to do. You have to create your character. Now we're just going to call it, let's go with something simple. I already have a character with the name, yes, because I do have different characters. There we go. Ace Wolf, why not? We're gonna play as a human. You do have different races. You have the elf, the dwarf, the orc. Actually, let's just show you that. Of course, the dwarf being a little bit smaller, to the point that your weapon glitches through the floor. We have the orc, the goblin, also a lizard, a undead, and a frogman. I believe that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I believe there will be more races added as well as more classes, because you can switch to male to female. Ironically enough, you can also switch that from different races, which is quite enjoyable to see. Not entirely sure how this works though, but there you go. Females for days. Now, looking at the classes, you have warrior, ranger, rogue, and mage, as you can see. 4 classes. I believe there may be more classes added, but once again, alpha, so 4 classes doesn't seem to be too shabby. I'm gonna go with rogue, because rogue is the class that I seem to be enjoying the most, because it's fast-paced, proper skill capped. I feel like the warrior is a little bit too slow for my liking. The ranger, well, I never really enjoyed shooting from only a distance, even though you can have a boomerang with the ranger. And mage, well, I'm never really into pure casting, so I'm gonna go with the rogue. You can change your face, which is usually just eye color and skin color right now. And also you can change your haircut, as well as the color of your hair. So, plenty of options there. And it looks very simple. Of course, we'll talk about the graphics as well. So, create character. As you can see, you can actually generate a new world. So you have to create it, then you have to put in the name of the world. YouTube world. Why not? And then you have to add a seed. So if you play with multiple people or want to explore multiple people or play on the same map but not together, sort of, I suppose you can use the same seed and you can play together, because I think that this game particularly, its strong suit right now is in the multiplayer. You can have a LAN connection together, and then, or I believe through Hamachi or something along those lines, and then you can play together. So you basically get dumped in the world. That's all I know. You get dumped in the world. There are no quests of yet. There are world bosses, dungeons. And right now it's basically a grind fest. That's the alpha problem of this game. Because one of the problems that I have with the game is that there's currently no point. There's no storyline as far as I'm concerned. No quests. You just grind, you know, do dungeons, kill bosses. And that is pretty much it. That's all there is really to it. But that's alpha for you. A lot of people do like it though, because they play together, go on adventures, you know, kill these bosses together, and just explore the beauty of this world. Because even though, in its simplicity, it's just blocks, very Minecraft-esque, if you will, Minecraft-like, it still looks pretty epic, and these worlds are all randomly generated depending on the seed, which is quite impressive, because there's not a giant team behind it. And as you can see, the game looks pretty cool. I believe I'm running on the highest quality right now. Not having a lot of FPS issues, even though I can see pretty nicely into the distance. I can walk pretty much on anything. I can also climb things, which take stamina. I can dodge. I can attack. Do I have anything on me right now? Let's see. We have fist weapons. So let's equip that. I'm dual wielding fist weapons. Fist weapons is my favorite thing to wear on a rogue. Because it's nice, it's fast, it also gives you a nice kicking ability. Now you can see the health bar, the potions, there's a crafting system in place, a nice customization. But I think overall the most important part right now is the combat and such, and of course the world itself. So let's skill a bunny right here. As you can see, with a rogue, you fight, you build up your NP, and then you can use your specials. Because if you have no NP, you can't use your specials. Now, if you play a specific class, you can level up and you can spend your skill points. And right now, these are pretty much the skill points. And you have a profession or a specialization, I suppose. Now, you start off with the basic one, which is assassin. I prefer the ninja, so I'm going to learn that. There you go. Now I am ninja. When you start off your character, you can freely choose your specialization. And I prefer ninja. Assassin is more stealth-like, which is nice. Because it does increase your critical strike and regenerates MP, which is nice. But ninja is more right in their faces, using your dodges also to generate MP. And if you have dodged, your next special attack will be critical. So you can constantly dodge and then do critical strikes constantly if you do it correctly. Assuming you have enough stamina. You have pet masters because you can build up pets. You can also ride your pets. So if you are running around on the foot, you get a little bit tired of that. You can indeed increase your speed courtesy of your pet itself, which is kind of nice. There's climbing, there's hang gliding, which is kind of annoying, because annoying I see. You can actually fly about, which is kind of awesome, which does take stamina, as well as climbing. So that's something you have to take into consideration. You can swim, but also sailing, and these are the specials. As you can see, sure I can attack as the ninja special, but if you go to assassin and learn that, you have the ability to learn as you level up to get camouflage. So there you go. But then again, the rogue sneak is pretty much universal, as you can see. There's nothing really that changes that. And these are pretty simple skill trees. I am assuming they will be expanded upon. Once again, they don't really have a large team behind Cube World. I think it's like, what, 2 people? Give or take? Not really sure about that. Gonna do some dodges. As you can see, my MP is increasing if I do have a successful dodge. And boom, directly followed by a crit. Gonna punch the bunny in the face a few times. Come on. There we go. Boom. You can also pick up items, but as you can see, some items you cannot wear because they are class specific. And if you get dropped into a world like this, you are kinda at a loss, I suppose, because there's really no guide you can read up, because I still don't know actually how to craft certain items properly. Of course, I know how to cook, so I guess the philosophy stays the same, but you have to find the right ingredients, craft them, get the potions, and then get the gear together before you actually can take on stronger enemies, even though it's also easier to do that with multiple people. Alright, this is a red enemy, which means it's way above my level, which is also kind of the issue that I have sometimes. I'm gonna run away from him now, because you can get dropped right on top of multiple red enemies, which usually means you're gonna die unless you respond accordingly. So I'm actually gonna see if I can fight this particular red enemy. I'm gonna look for a nice opening. Or he just glitches out. Hello, follow me. Gonna fight some fighting spots. I think this is a good one. I'm just gonna dodge. He has a bit of a slow attack. I'm gonna regenerate stamina. There you go. Do have my crits. I'm just gonna see how much damage I did. Not a whole lot. But yeah, red enemies doesn't mean you can't defeat them. But they do hurt and they do require some nice amount of skill to make it happen. And if they attack slow like that, you have to be very patient and very right on the button to make sure it happens all in the right moments. But the damage that I do is kind of pathetic, so I'm just gonna walk away from it. And I believe he can fly, but I can juke him accordingly. Let's see. And I say accordingly, I forgot he can actually fly, so I have to see if I can lock him behind a tree or something. And just run away out of distance. Also, you can actually heal yourself while running, which is kind of neat. And you can actually pick up resources as you go. Sometimes you have to fight a little bit for the resources to break them free, if you will. And if you run away far along, they break aggro, if you will. So, moving up here. Now, also, one of the things that I do notice is, besides the game looking beautiful, the combat quite a nice, bit lacklustering. It's a bit of a chaotic situation right now. Nonetheless, it does look pretty, but I do not find this game to be my thing, to be honest. Because it's an alpha, and that's the problem that I have with it right now. It's just an alpha. It's just too many things that I don't like about it, or that it's not like I don't like the things about it. It's just that they're the things that I would like and that I will like are not there yet. Also, this game reminds me significantly of Minecraft, and I don't like Minecraft, so I always have that. I will already have that bitter taste of Minecraft in my mouth. I can do some dodges. As you can see, you can actually quite easily build up your MP with that if you do it right. Which I'm not doing, because I didn't have enough stamina. But there you go, and as you can see, it takes quite a long time to actually get a first level up. Now, the more stronger you become, the more enemies you can beat that have more experience. But there you go, it's basically just a grind fest right now. So if you like a game like this that is basically single player without any proper quests, you can defeat world bosses, do some dungeons, and you just have to grind for leveling, I wouldn't recommend getting it. I would, however, recommend keeping an eye on it. Because they are working really hard on making it work. And I definitely see potential in this game for the people that like games that run like this. And already the game in multiplayer is very fun, because then you can set your own goals, you know, defeat these world bosses, and have a general fun time. Ow! Not mentioning that raccoons are not giving me a fun time. So, I think that overall, if you look at my first impressions of this video, it has potential, but it ain't there yet. That's basically the conclusion that I can draw upon this game. I'm actually going to go into town here. Do I want to fight them? Let's see if I can fight them. Mages are really annoying to fight, but as you can see, if I use my specials and I'm lucky, I can actually stun them and actually ruin their day quite proficiently. There we go. And sometimes they drop loot. Loot sometimes is easily forgotten. And there you go. Actually, you can also regen health through sleeping, and of course through eating, which does require you to stand still. And also requires you to have been able to cook it. There you go. This is one of those dungeons that you can obtain through the city. And they marked it on my map. Don't see any markings. These are as far as I... Oh, right, there you go. Catacombs of Lugagor. Lugagor? There you go. So that you can see this as a potential quest, but it's just a dungeon. There's no quest of, you know, we need help here, so go here and do this thing for us so you can gain XP. You actually have to grind to be able to be strong enough to be able to farm gear, to be able to do catacombs. These crosses, or these crosses, no, not really crosses, they're two swords that form a cross, I suppose. So sword crosses, they represent world bosses as far as I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but that's how, as far as I experienced them. Also, if you zoom out, your minimap becomes blue, but if you zoom back in, even with the markings intact, your minimap represents that as well. Just something you may want to pay attention to that. So let's just see what we can actually use in here. Let's see, this is Adventurer District, Trade District. So there are indeed shoppers in which you can sell your stuff. As you can see, you will get money for that. Also, a fun thing to note, by the way, for I forget, multiple people can use the same weapons, and every weapon has its own skill set. So I could use dual swords that I started off with. I just sold them, but the soldier could also, the warrior could also use dual sword, even though I believe I can't use maces from the top of my head, or a shield, or maybe I can. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that, for example, long swords are usually pretty solid for rogues as well as the fists, because I don't think that fists can be used on warrior, especially claws, which is the reason why I went rogue to begin with, because the rogue is the only class that can use claws, which are weapons that fall in the category of course, fist weapons as far as I'm concerned. You kind of can be Wolverine, or just look at my channel name, it makes sense, just go with it. Like, if you equip the longsword, you can see that we have a longsword. I think that the warrior can use that one as well, but it does have a different skill set. Now, as you can see, just nice slashes. And the M2 is actually, I believe, a stab that is doing multiple damage, but also increases stealth, if I'm not mistaken. Now, one of the things that I don't like is that you can't really... Whoop. You can't read the abilities. As you can see, I'm doing mouse over. Nothing really representing itself of how to read abilities. There's no real list of it that shows this ability does this based on this. I think that will come into the game at some point. Well, it doesn't really matter all that much, especially if you consider it's alpha, and the fact that it's quite easy to figure out what all the abilities do and what they were, how they work. As you saw, the kicking ability, nice AoE. It's pretty much, you have your auto attack and you have a special attack that you require MP for that does a little bit more damage. And and depending on what weapon, they do damage in AoE or in a cone or just a straight up stab. Now we see the rank beetle here, so I'm gonna have a bad time. I'm just gonna build up some MP and stab. As you can see, I'm actually gonna go back here and do some healing, because that spike creature can actually allow me to present the damage. As you can see, does a lot of nice crits. And as I fight, you can directly also see it builds up quite nicely. So fast weapons build up nicely amount of MP, so you can use your special quite a lot. Now I just died, and if you revive, you hit a random spot. You revive at a random spot, always near or in a short distance of a walk to your death to the place that you died, as far as I can tell. As you can see, some resources do require to be hit a few times. So let's see where I actually died. I do see the spike creature walking there, so I might have died behind this hill or in front of it. You can also always recognize your death by the statue that you leave behind. Little bit worried about that beetle though, as it is a right one. So we're gonna just kill this spike creature right here. Should not take too much. Have to keep in mind that I can actually dodge. There we go. He actually dropped scratched iron swords +1. Not too shabby. Just gonna jump on here. As you can see, some of the minions or mobs have a harder time following me then. Also, you can actually climb straight up, so that might also be a nice way of avoiding enemies, because they can't climb and you can. But if you run out of stamina, you do drop down. Oh, let's get out of here. Actually, through these farms you can walk out and pick up pineapples, which are cooking ingredients. They don't heal all that much, but it's something if you don't have any potions or not the ingredients to use your potions or create your potions. Do see another... Oh, the entire villager comes out here to help me out. Oh, let's go do some dodges though. Alright, do some dodges. Now, I believe that if you are an assassin, if I'm not mistaken, you actually gain stealth by doing specials, even though if you are a ninja, your special will always crit. So you can definitely see the synchronization depending on your specialization. As I move a little bit back, there you go. Actually, can I saw somebody else with another green quest, if you will. I think another dungeon. Perhaps he gets like candies, of course. Oh wait, they tell you basically to get a pet. So let's see if we can actually get that pet, shall we, guys? Shall we get this lovely pet? Ah, is that a cat? No, that's a terrier. Close enough, though. Not really, but let's look for a pet. Is that a pet? No, that looks like a sheep. Once again, close enough, but just not yet. And I believe that very well may be a cat in the distance. It's a black cat. Do I have a candy? Let's see, let's stop walking. I don't. I don't have a candy. That's unfortunate, because I think that's a cat. That's a cat, though. Because I think these friendly mobs you can actually tame if you have the right ingredients. Alright, there's nothing special. Alright, nothing else I can do here. Let's go in here. Open. Alright. Camera is a bit funky in close quarter combats. Also, you can sleep, which does regenerate your health over time. I don't think it does anything else, particularly than just regenerating your resources. Or your health at least, I suppose. Let's see. There's nothing here. As you can see, there's a bit of a glitch going on with the text there as well. So definitely showing its alpha signs. But I'm pretty sure that a few of you guys enjoy a game like this. And I'm pretty sure of that because you guys have been bothering about me for quite a while there. So this is why I just took a look at the game and gave you my thoughts about it. Once again, it has potential. It's probably not a game for me though. Because I just can't really take a game with these graphics serious, I suppose. Like, I don't know. It's just... I don't know. It's really hard to explain. I think it's just a bias that I have through Minecraft that just sticks in a dark corner of my mind and just, like, shouts really negative stuff towards my face. But there you go. That's why I'm calling it my opinion, my first impression. And the fact that the game is an alpha also doesn't represent its end product, if you will, because I'm pretty sure it will be better. Also, you have training dummies right here. As you can see. The more MP you have, the more damage it does. So switching back to that wonderful fist weapon, of course. Alright, there we go. Can I actually combine fist weapons and swords? Let's find out together. Well, the longsword was of course a two-handed sword, which doesn't really show itself. As you can see, it does prove itself to be two-handed. Because I can't do anything else with that. So I'm going to put on a left weapon and the longsword and the iron sword. Ah, you scratched iron sword is indeed for the warrior only. That's unfortunate though. Tempo plus 5, so actually that's, I think, faster attack speed. So there you go. Alright, so weapons that don't have any kind of class limit can be used for different classes, I suppose. I would wonder what a longsword or a fist weapon would do then for a mage. Huh, something I want to figure out probably. Maybe on the stream. Check out my stream. No, that's too cheesy of a plug. Right, let's just pick up some, I think these heart flowers are used for health potions. Because I do see, of course, the crafting. Let's see. Ingredients. So let's see if I can actually find a crafting spot. Can I craft straight off from C, is it? No, it looks like I do need to find some kind of a requires campfire, which will create ice flower. Can I combine them somehow? Not sure if they actually do require that. Also, there's a lamp, which you can activate in the darkness, if you will. Alright. Really wish I had a candy though, so I could tame a cat, but don't seem to have it. Let's see, where's that crafting part of town? I guess it's in the trade district then. We have in. So it's this way. Maybe it's in this particular... Looks like that's weaponry and such. Alright. We might take a look at that weaponry as well. Alright. R. I love it! Good for you, sir. Not sure where that sound is coming from. I love nature. Good boy. As you can see, there's the hang glider which you can buy so that you can glide around. Don't see my... Oh, there you go. It's in here. It's 1 silver, 9 copper. So you need 10 silver for that. Bubblegum requires 2 silver. As you can see, there are formulas and such. Don't see a formula for anything that resembles a health potion. So I presume I can actually make it already. Let's sell these things as well. There we go. Wait, I just bought them back. Never mind. Let's sell them once again. That was stupid. That sound makes me think of Skype as well. Is that just me? Alright, so I have a lot of ingredients. So how in the hell do I craft? Requires campfire. Requires saw. Formulas. I guess I have to find a formula to... Requires water. I guess I have to find a formula to make a health potion, I suppose. Also, you can find water in wells, which are usually in the outskirts of town. Now, before we check out the outskirts, let's check what the shop here has to sell. I'm still holding my light. I forgot what the button was to change that. Nope, options. Let's see, is there any kind of in-game way to get rid of that? Doesn't look like it. Well, we're just gonna hold the light then. Praise the sun. Praise it. Well, it's just the same shop. That's just the same shop that I was just in, wasn't it? Yes, it was. The hell just happened then? Wait, what? What? What's in here then? Are you selling the same stuff? No, he's selling ingredients for cooking then. Okay. Okay, I get it now. This is an ingredient, which kind of makes sense, because I thought I was in the potion shop, quote-unquote potion shop, I suppose. As you can see, you can train your aim as well to see basically what your range damage does. It's also really strong. They're not really having a giant dialogue just yet. There's the sheep. There's the well, of course. Let's check it out. Let's take a dive into the fresh drinking water of the city. Because that's just what we do. That's just what we do. And you may think to yourself, Ace, you're not really doing anything. That's because there is not really anything to do. I'm not even joking. There's no quests besides these, the world bosses in the catacombs and such, which you require good gear and leveling for. And the only way right now to gain levels and equipment is to just farm and kill mobs and craft and get the ingredients and, you know, level up and skill stuff. Now, I'm in the water, so I'm pretty sure that I can craft a water flask right now. If I had a glass flask, which I don't have. Wonderful. Kind of forgot that. I thought it just required water. Apparently it requires a flask as well. Apparently, nope, that's the wrong button. Well, that's a waste. It doesn't leave the flask as well. So I'm assuming I need to have water, heart flower, and a glass flask then, I suppose, to be able to obtain a health potion, if you will. Let's see if there's anything else to kill, to be honest. Because I'm pretty much already, yeah, done with the game as far as I can tell. Right now, the only thing you can do is just to wait for updates. Keep an eye on it. The shop is a lot more stable now as well. I'll put a link in the description box if you want to buy it. There's a lot of people that are streaming it that are way higher levels, so they actually go out and fight bosses and such, which is definitely a lot more interesting. Is that? No, those are friendly, as you can see. Those are just casual lizardmen. Actually, they have giant axes. Yes, you can see they have giant hammers or axes, whatever they are. Maces, boomerangs. So the weapons are plenty out there, but you can only use one. There's no quick switch as far as I can tell. Not sure what that tab button does. Alright. Just gonna climb up. It's quite easy to explore because, as you can see, it doesn't really matter. You can just jump up the mountains quite proficiently. There's another enemy. There you go. Let's do some dodging. Wonderful. Picked up an Artless Iron Mace, plus 14. So that's lucky there. If you were a warrior. Now, if I had a warrior friend with me, you can already understand that that would be a nice pick for him. Because I'm pretty sure that I can't wear maces. But we'll find out. As you can see, nice, large amount of damage. Decent XP, considering they die quite quickly. So going back. Getting that equipment. Yeah, as you can see, power 14 requires power 14. Has increased regen, crit tempo, and requires the warrior. Not sure what's going on here. But I think the sound just glitched out. Gonna fight this horde. It's actually a red one. Doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot of damage. So I guess it's just an, I think this is like one of those enemies that's just the lowest amount plausible to be out of my range. As you can see, it's quite easy to kill him. Got a decent XP from that beast. So right now I know, alright, beasts are good XP. So I can take out beasts. I'm just gonna look for them. Or this area at least seems to be decent with XP. Right. Or maybe I just heard them. That could also be, maybe the sound just didn't glitch out. Maybe I just was hearing them fight. So, as you can see, sometimes you also find these little camps, right? They always have a fireplace. But they also have beds sometimes. So the fireplace allows you to cook certain things. As you can see. Do need ginseng for that. We're going to pick up the pineapple slices. Which I believe allow me to cook and stuff. And also eat. I believe you have to equip it though. So let's see. Can I actually do that? Alright, it's the first one in the slot or so. Now you can of course see that you're eating. You can't move because if you move, you stop. As you saw with the health potions, you could drink and run away with it. Also sleeping, just to prove it to you. If you can indeed sleep, which requires you to put away your weapons. Come on, I know you want to. I think I'm glitched. I think my combat is currently stuck in combat because of it. Or it's just hearing these guys. That's alright. Just gonna sit here. Gotta figure out how to drop my light as well. I think it's one of the buttons. You would expect it to be L or F. It's F. Yes, it's F. Of course. Flashlight. Get it? And of course, sometimes you can finally sleep. It's a bit of a buggy situation right there. And it regenerates health. So definitely alpha right here. And to conclude, guys, Would I recommend to pick it up? No. I would not, unless you have people already that you can play with, that you know that you can play with, that have it as well. Otherwise, I would not recommend to pick it up solely, for solo purposes. Otherwise, just keep an eye on it if you do find it to be an interesting game. I will certainly keep an eye on it as well, because a few people that I do watch on Twitch are streaming on a regular basis. I will check it out every now and then. I hope you guys enjoyed this first impression and my personal opinion of this game. Let me know what you think about Cube World in the comments below. I'm pretty sure that most of you may agree or disagree with me. And I will catch you guys next time. Take care.